Welcome back. It's the Kovacs report and the reviews. The reviews are kicking off with Absolute Batman number 12. Now, I've been looking forward to this book. It's been growing in my estimation over the issues. I've been looking forward to this one because the cliffhanger from the last one was really intriguing. So we are going to go through it page by page. There will be spoilers. Like the video, hit subscribe if you can. Let's get into it. So, end of the last issue. Batman and Bane had a big face-off. Batman escaped and Bane went looking for him. And the whole thing through the issue was that Bane was coming for him and he was knocking on this door where Bruce might have been. But it wasn't Bruce. No, it was Bruce's mates. So we're going to find out what happened to them. So this issue, I like it, but I don't love it. And I'm a bit gutted, really, because it's really cool. There's some really cool stuff in it. But I wish that what was in it was told over a number of issues. And you'll see why in a second. So we see old Bats here, just after he escaped with the now transformed Wayland. And he's asking him to save him. He says, save me, Bruce. And what he means is put me out of my misery, just kill me. I can't live like this. But Bruce is like, no, I can't do it. You know, you're my friend. I love you. But Wayland's like, damn it, I'll do it myself. So Batman stops him from killing himself. And Wayland gets a little bit upset. Says, I should have left you in that place. And he goes, wait. And Wayland scuttles off into the sewers of Gotham. Now, we jump to this little moment here. We see this casino chip on fire flying to someone who's on the floor who looks like they've had the living hell beaten out of them. But we jump backwards again. We jump backwards to Bruce and Selina. It looks like they're renting an apartment and they're having a conversation, which has been happening the last few issues. Old Bruce is training Wayland for a big boxing match. And I think Wayland's a bit out of his depth. But Bruce is like, what do I do? So she advises him that... to tell him the truth, tell him the truth. But Bat says, no, I've got to show him that I believe he can really win. He said, well, how are we going to do that? He goes, well, we'll stop playing the game, right? Because they're saying when we got this spot, if the rules aren't fair, we stop playing by them. So they're going to change the rules. Now we jump to now, but now we find out it's 20 days later. Bruce has been recovering for 20 days and Bruce is not happy about that. And as you can see, he's got these Venom-esque veins throughout his body because that's what happened in Arc M. Old Bane put him under the knife and kind of transferred him to a sort of a version of himself because he wants to recruit him, basically. So, Batsy here, he's still really unlikable. I'm still not liking Bruce Wayne in this. I find him really hard to sort of root for in a way because he's just so arrogant and unlovable and never has a moment of levity. He's always so deadly serious. So I know these are serious times, but throughout 12 issues, right, I would have liked one moment where I kind of feel like he's just not this arrogant dickhead, let's call it, who just knows everything better than everyone else and so single-minded. I need to see the other side of him. There's no dichotomy here. Anyway, Alfred recommends he rests longer, but he's like, no. He's like, listen, I need to tell you something. Everything has changed. The things that have happened to you, right? You need to understand them. He's like, get out of my way. Not interested. So while he's out, this venom's going through his blood and it is having an effect on him. But he goes to see his mother, who's happy to see him, gives him a slap because she's so upset that he went missing and he hasn't been in contact. She was terrified of a phone call saying that she's going to be dead. And he says, she sort of drops the conversation. She says, I was so scared of getting that phone call again, every time it rang. And then with what happened to Ozzy and, hold on, Ozzy. So something's happened to old Cobblepot. And we find this absolute grotesque version of Cobblepot here, sort of trying to recover it in hospital. So what's essentially happened was, Bane wanted to hurt Batman. Rather than hurt Batman physically again, he thought the best way to hurt this man and break him down even further is to hurt the people that he loves. So he turned up at one of their sort of gambling games, I guess at the back of the gym, and he's basically gone through them. Now, this is the part which I think is really cool, but could have been way cooler if they told these next few pages over a number of issues. Because it would have been nice, because what we're getting here from this point is the sort of birth of all the Rogues Gallery. So we've got Penguin being born here, this grotesque short. His hands are all messed up, his feet are all messed up. He also kicked the hell out of Harvey Dent, has become Two-Face. Let's talk about what happened. So they said, this is what Bane did, because he was quite calculated with it. He says, they broke nearly every bone in Oswald's body. Some in multiple places, but somehow they did it in a way that missed each vital organ. It was precise, surgical, cruel beyond measure. If Oswald lives, he'll be almost 2 feet shorter, and his hands and his feet, it'll be hard, Bruce, a life of constant pain. So yeah, pretty dark, pretty cool, right? Bane really went into him. Rather than kill him and take a friend away from him, he's left a friend there that's going to suffer for life. So it's going to hurt Bruce more because it's Bruce's fault, right? Bruce could have got out of this. He could have done something, but no, he ended up dragging all his friends and his loved ones into this mess. And then, like I say, the same thing happened to old Harvey Dent here. He went in there and absolutely crushed the living hell out of him. He split his skull clean in half, literally like 2 people. Okay, and there's a cool thing here, though, is while he's lying on the floor, after he's had the living hell beaten out of him, and Bane's about to bring his boot down and crack his skull into, you see one of those casino chips on fire, and he reaches out and takes it. So I'm going to guess that's his version of the coin, you know, the 50-50, flip the coin, scarred side, unscarred side. So that was a nice little touch to put in there. And then we move on, because not only did he do that, he got Enigma too. Old Eddie, he's been bashed up, but bashed up in a different way. So again, we're getting these 3 sort of origin stories of how they became villains, all condensed into like 6 pages. And I really wish this was told over a number of issues, really get in depth about how it all happened and the effects it had. It would have been really, really cool, but it's still cool. I'm not hating it. But anyway, he went in there and basically tore him up, crushed his skull, ripped off I think he sort of smashed his skull and pushed the brain into that sort of area where the intelligence sits. And of course, what it's done is I think it's increased his intelligence, but also what it's done is this. It says, it only took him a minute to beat me, and before I knew it, he was shaking my head, slamming the front of my brain into my skull, the frontal lobe, the part responsible for intelligence. Bang! It was wild, Bruce. Like bang, and suddenly facts became questions. Bang, questions everywhere. So, you know, we're getting the Riddler. So no, Bruce, he didn't hurt me at all. He helped me. So he's pretty messed up to think that this was actually a help, but I don't know. It is what it is. He helped me. He was challenging me. Maybe he was challenging all of us to become more, become what we're meant to be. Is Eddie, we need to get you to a hospital. And then the venom starts kicking in, and Riddler realizes that not only did he affect all of them, he's also affected Bruce. So we then get the sort of flashback to the lead up to Wayland's fight, and they went to see the gangster guy that's responsible for the fight. And he thinks they've brought a bag of money to try and get the guy he's going to compete against to throw the fight, but that's not at all. They are upping the ante. They're saying, "Hey, we want to add more to the bet." And he says, "Actually, where is that a bag of money?" He says, "No, this is a gesture." Some of the finest gold work in the city. He goes, "How do I even know it's real?" He says, "Maybe because it's yours, stolen from apartments you own." So basically, he's stolen a lot of their money, or rather his money, to bet on Wayland winning even more. Now, Batman's being more reflective now, and he's realizing maybe he could have stood down, or maybe he could have done something different when he had that big fight with old Black Mask in the first arc. But, everything has changed. Everything has changed. Now, while he's chatting and they're armoring up to go look for Bane, there is an intruder in it, the equivalent, I guess, of their Batcave. And they go hunting. So we get this full-page spread here, of course, in the shadows, big guns, all looking badass like you'd expect. He's got some kind of Gatling gun there. Brucey's got his logo bat chest axe out. And we see this little tail, and who could the tail belong to? Well, of course, it's going to be Catwoman. So she sort of incapacitates old Alfred, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And then we get the reveal of absolute Catwoman. There she is. Well, hello to you too, Bruce. Now, what confuses me here is, as far as I know, they're still friends. So why don't she just call ahead? Why does she have to break in and kick the hell out of Alfred? I mean, if she's on the same side, so maybe is she on the same side? Has she come to help him? Has she come to warn him? We don't know. But there we have it. So it was a really interesting issue. I like the twists on how the villains became the villains. I just would have liked it sort of, like I say, told over a number of issues to really get involved with the characters, really understand what's going on with them, see them become something they weren't, into the villains that we know they are. But alas, compressed storytelling is kind of a theme with comics at the moment, specifically with Marvel and DC. And that's what we get. But all in all, an enjoyable issue. We have a new Rogues Gallery. We've got our old absolute Catwoman now that we're going to be looking forward to seeing. And the fight against Bane will continue soon. So there we have it. But we don't have his Joker yet, and he is coming soon, as far as I know. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Are you enjoying this book? What do you think of these reveals of the Rogues Gallery? Do you think it could have been told over other issues and it would have made it better? Or do you think this is just fine? Anyway, I'm always up for a chat. Let me know in the comments and we'll talk soon. So until next time, don't forget, like the video, hit subscribe if you can, and we'll see you soon.